different because, everything is everything, and none of the intermediary little videos that we do got done. There was no winner picked, but we're going to have extra special winners today of the people who are showing up to watch online live. Awesome stuff. So, how are those planets hitting us this week, everybody?
Yikes.
Yeah, I feel like I am the target for the Orionid meteor shower right here. I just don't, my God. And I hope things are going better over in your world, viewers. Thank you so much for joining us right now. If you would like to come on screen with us at some point during this broadcast, we would love to have you, especially if you are one of our past winners. We shared out the StreamYard link to one of the forwards of the announcement for today, the event for today. And so it's in there. And I'm going to actually ask Krista if you would go post that link in our Facebook group right now. So anybody who's watching this can join us during this next special 90 minutes that we're going to be entertaining you. Now, let's see. 1 year ago today, this little format looked a lot different, didn't it, Krista?
A lot different. Yeah, really, it did.
It did.
We had something a lot brighter.
A lot brighter. Now, we've got the blonde witch, we've got the black-haired witch, and we've got the red-haired witch. However, we began this whole adventure at the request of another red-haired witch that I'm going to bring into the stream right now to join us so that she can help us celebrate what she helped us begin. Miss Joanne Angelberry Cologne, thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I am well.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. Everything is everything. How are things going over in your neck of the woods?
Very well. Very good. Exciting.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, I could ask both you and Damaris because you're generally in the same area. Yeah. How is autumn treating New York?
It's been pretty good. Except today was really good. But it's been good.
Very good. Very good. So it's been nice. It's been warm.
Well, it's been comfortable, crisp, nice fall weather. Yeah.
Awesome.
Sunny, except for today.
Except for today. Is it rainy there today?
Lots of rain.
But now it's stopped.
Lots of rain.
Gotcha. So, Joanne, are the trees turning? And have you guys had a frost yet?
I mean, the trees are not quite turning yet. They're still very green over here, and not really any frost just yet.
Mm-mm.
Gotcha. Yeah, we were getting reports here in Michigan that this is like the latest frost has come. The very latest is November 5th, right? But because we haven't had a hard frost yet, we're not getting the vibrant colors of the leaves turning. We're getting this kind of been too long at the beach fried look But Krista, over in the Netherlands, how is autumn treating you there?
Well, it gets chilly. So I had this wonderful plan of wearing this beautiful sparkly silver shirt tonight. Yeah, it's too flipping cold.
Oh, there's Jasmine saying
so we have had that frost. Hi, I hear the puppy. It happens when I talk, doesn't it? We did have not a hard frost, but we have had some frost. So our colors, they aren't as vibrant as they were last year, but they are bright. And the one thing, so Sue from Class Act Imports, who is my mom, who was one of our sponsors, she's here visiting right now, and she just posted, we have enormous leaves. Like enormous leaves. She wears a size 11 boot. And so she took a picture of her foot next to this leaf
gosh.
that She's like, yeah, it's
Wow.
about the size of my size 11.
Wow.
It is huge. It was huge. So yeah, I mean, we're lucky because we are seeing some beauty in the fall, and it is getting chilly here. But we heard over here in the Netherlands, all right, that the East Coast, where Damaris and Joanne are at, you guys are experiencing a nor'easter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not terrible.
It went through already.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's not terrible. Thank God it's not terrible.
Yeah,
Like early hours, like 3 a.m.
Oh, okay. Because the way we were reading it, it was like you were in the middle of it right now. I'm like,
It's passing, so I don't know where it is right now, but it passed me at least. I'm sure it passed Joanne too.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's no longer raining. It's actually sunny
Yeah.
over here now, and warm.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? No, but whatever. Global warming means nothing, right?
No.
there is no such thing. Yeah,
What?
not. I said, they said there's no such thing. Yeah, not.
Yeah.
Uh,
Awesome. Well, let's I know Joanne, would you like to tell a little bit of the story about how all of this began? Because I love to hear the story of how you guys adopted me.
Well, to start off with, if I remember correctly, I think I was introduced to Krista through a show that she was on with you, Gayle. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, after meeting her through you, she was offering a crystal, I think it was a 5-week or 5-day crystal class. And I had won a crystal healing session with Krista. And I guess prior to the session, her and I had gotten on the phone to chat to talk about what I was going to experience during the crystal healing session with her. And I would say her and I were on the phone for about more than an hour. And I don't even think we touched on the session itself as much as we spoke about different things I was receiving intuitively on messages about working on a book together and a title, and everything I was saying, she was sort of receiving the same messages. So there was a lot of like information that we gathered and data that we gathered in that phone call, and numbers such as the number 11. I can't tell you how many times the number 11 showed up in our conversation, whether it was relating to time or different things that we were just speaking about as a number 11. And then some other significant numbers showed up. And because Krista and I are both really specialists, it's like one of our specialties where we do numerology. So we were fascinated by how these numbers were just popping up based on time. We would, every once in a while, we would look at the clock and it would be like 333 or something that added up to the number 11 for that matter. And then as we got into the conversation in regards to this book, we both paused and realized that theoretically there was a third person involved with writing this book. And now, considering both Krista and I have never met before other than on this phone call, and prior to from me meeting her through Gayle's podcast, we were like, well, the only person we know that we have any common denominator with was Gayle. So at that point, I had emailed Gayle. I think Krista messaged Gayle, and the three of us got on the phone and had a conversation about this book that the three of us were supposed to do together. And if I remember correctly, I think the name of the book was something about leave your baggage at the door.
That's exactly it.
Exactly, yeah.
And it really involved or included all of our modalities that each and every one of us specialized in. And then Gayle had decided that she intuitively decided that writing this book, we needed to come together and meet, I think, weekly. And we met every week for, oh my God, what was it, like 8 or 12 weeks of meeting?
Yep.
I think we met via Zoom, and we recorded the entire meeting for the 8 or 12 weeks. And then somewhere along the line, and I'm not sure which one of you, if it was Krista or Gayle, who decided that with all this data, that why not take it live? And I think from that point is where the 3 Crones and the woo sort of was born at that point.
Yeah. That is exactly it. And it was, I remember that moment when we were all 3 of us like talking the book basically. And we were cracking each other up and just laughing so much and having such a great time that I was like, oh my God, we should put this on the air. And then people would just watch and laugh at us. And that's essentially how that started.
Well, we figured we were funny at least to one another, so other people would find us amusing.
Oh, sure, definitely.
Absolutely. So I want to shout out there to all of you 4 people that are eyeballs on us right now, and say, come on in. There's a link in the comments for you to come on screen, and join us, because when you do, we're going to put you on the show. So I actually have one person waiting backstage right now. But before that, I wanted Damaris to tell us the story of how she became the 3rd crone, and as Joanne was going on to bigger and better things. So will you tell us that story, Damaris?
Sure. So one day I got a private message from Joanne, and she asked me if I wanted to fill in for one day for one show. I think she was doing something that day and she couldn't be on the show. So she knew that I knew astrology. So she wanted to know if I could fit in for that day and cover for her. And I said, absolutely, I'll do that. So then I joined you guys for that, that one time. And we kind of like hit it off as well the first day. And I really enjoyed it. And then that was that. And then a couple of weeks later, Joanne sent me another message and asked if I wanted to take her spot because she was going to move on to bigger and better things. And she was kind of like recommending me and was going to, ask you guys. So so that's how I came on. So now I'm here.
We are so glad that you did. Joanne could not have found a better fit for us to replace herself. And yes, you've just been wonderful. And we are so very grateful to Joanne for not just, being a catalyst in the very beginning of this stuff, but having such incredible integrity about handling her absence when she needed to move on. So thank you, Joanne.
Thank you.
There are very, very few people in this world that operate with such a high degree of integrity as you do. And I really, truly appreciate it. And I honor you for it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
My deepest pleasure.
Well, let's take a moment now to invite one of our past winners on the air with us. Say hello to Tanya Pesci.
Hi.
Hey, Tanya.
Hi, everybody. I love this show. I have to say that, number 1. And number 2, I won 2 times.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Congrats.
And did you enjoy what you won from us?
I so enjoyed. I had a reading with both Gayle and Krista. I had a crystal reading with Krista, and Gayle did a reading for me with the cards, which was amazing. We got great cards. I was so excited. And Krista, the crystal reading was the first time I ever had a crystal reading, and Krista is so knowledgeable in crystals, and I'm learning so much from her. And Krista, I just want to show you what I picked up.
What did
I
you
don't know
do?
if you can see it.
That's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Awesome. That's great. Oh,
It's
I'm
like-
so excited.
Like Star Wars.
Yes.
I love it.
It's beautiful.
So Krista told me I can use this selenite on my clients when I'm doing Reiki healing at the end. And
Absolutely.
you know what? I can feel the energy from this. I feel it. Yeah.
Definitely. You are so welcome. Thank you. I feel it right here. Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank
It
you.
is.
Yeah, I found a nice one.
You did.
It
You
is
did.
gorgeous.
She is sexy. Woo!
So funny.
Awesome
Don't
stuff.
they say
Awesome.
that the crystals actually find you? It's
Yeah,
like
That's what
they
they,
do.
that's what they
Yeah,
say.
no, they do, but I think that, and there are times when it's a mutual thing. But yeah, she is definitely she's excited to work with you. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
feel her.
yeah, I can feel the vibration all the
Yeah.
way here in the Netherlands.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome
very
stuff.
excited. Thank you.
So will you tell us any of the other crystals that showed up in that reading with Krista?
Yes, the lithium crystal showed up, and I went to look for one because I felt connected to that one for some reason. And especially you had that one episode where you were talking about it, and and it just, it sounded like something that I wanted to have some of my clients kind of hold on to as I'm doing healings for them. And also I wanted one for my house. I don't know why. I just felt connected to that crystal as well.
It'll come when it will come exactly when it's supposed to. It took me years to find a celestite. But when it did, when it arrived and I arrived at it was a magical moment.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, so it wasn't meant to be just yet. So
Not yet, but
I'm
soon,
sure
don't
it's making
worry.
its way to you now.
Yes.
Awesome. So let's see. I remember from the reading that you and I did together that we were both like, oh my God, this is amazing.
The cards were amazing.
Yeah, the stuff that was coming out for you was just like mind blowing. So has that actually proved out since then?
Some things, yes. But not everything yet. Well, we just did the reading not too long ago, so
yeah, it was only a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I was so excited for that reading. I've never gotten cards that great in my life.
Oh wow,
That's
that's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So
Very
I
cool.
felt that, and Gayle is just so great at explaining, what the cards mean, and the cards that you have are so different too. I've never seen that deck that you have.
Oh, well, I read from the Robin Wood deck. So she basically took the Rider Waite deck and she made her own art. So most of the symbols are still there, but they're presented in a slightly different way. And that's the only deck that I have gotten comfortable with reading from for a long time. Now, Joanne has created her own deck, and that's all in like numerology and stuff like that. Joanne, do you want to tell us a little bit about your deck and how it's different?
Definitely would. Well, to start off with, and I'll actually grab it. This way here, the viewers can actually get to see what it is I am actually speaking about as I speak about it.
This way.
And it's so weird because usually I have it sitting right on my desk, prepared, ready to go, and not today. So anyway, this is the fabulous looking deck. And each card has 3 elements. The elements include color, which is associated with the chakra system, an affirmation, which is used as an affirmation to help one raise their vibration, and also it gives an additional part to their journey when I'm doing a reading for them, and a number that provides a hidden message. And how the cards came about were actually a intuitive message from my mom, where I was preparing for my very own TV show, and I was using a different deck. And on my very first show, live as my show was, here I hear my mother's ear telling me I needed my own deck of cards. And I had no freaking idea what she was talking about. And I'm like, okay, we'll have to have a conversation about this later because I'm on my show right now, live, it's very first show, nervous as can be, so let's chat later. Second show, 2 weeks later, she says the same thing to me. So I decide to go home, go to Staples, pick up a package of the pastel index cards. And I in my head, I had a vision to what these cards were going to look like. I don't know where the vision came from. And I started writing out the chakra colors, the numbers, and also I decided I wanted 45 cards, so I wrote out 45 affirmations. And midway through writing the affirmations and holding the cards that I was finished with in my hand, all of a sudden I hear her yell to me, no. She startled me when she yelled because she was in the spirit world and she yelled so loud that the cards literally flew out of my hands. And I was like, well, what do you mean by no? You told me I needed a deck of cards. So what do you mean by no? And she, at that point, I was so clueless to what she was talking about, a deck of cards. And I just said, all right, if you want me to create a deck of cards, you need to bring into my path someone that can help me create a deck of cards, because I am not creative in that sense. So within a week's time, I was on Facebook and I was watching someone else's live video and met this amazing woman that actually has a course in creating cards. Now, I did not want to create my own deck, like literally create my own deck. So I reached out, found out what her course was to create my deck. I told her exactly what it was I wanted the deck to look like. Every card on the back has a specific full moon, and they're actually a photo. Did I just show you this? Oh yeah, so funny. They're both the same so far. Let's see if I can get a different one. There we go. There's, I think, a total of 8 full moon photos. The photos are actually taken by my sister, who's a professional photographer. And between my sister and the woman who created my deck of cards, within a matter of give and take maybe 8 weeks, I had my own deck of cards in my hand. And since then, originally, the idea was to use them specifically, at least in my mind, specifically on my show. But then out of the blue, for working with them on my show, I started also using them to do readings. And then I use them, now I use them in reference to my actual business as a personal trainer, where rather than using the general questionnaire form that most personal trainers use when they work with their clients, I actually use 9 out of the 45 cards intuitively pulling to connect with my clients. So they've been a really fun deck and super colorful, because they actually are connected with our chakras. And those who have used my deck, because they are available for purchase. And those who have used them, they say it's a lot of fun and very intuitive.
Nice. I absolutely love that, because I had never thought before I saw your deck of doing tarot with anything but the major and minor arcana. And since seeing your deck, it's like I'm seeing all kinds of different creative ways to show how the universe is always guiding us and giving us answers based on what we're asking to receive. So that's some pretty awesome stuff. In a few minutes here, I want to have one of our early contributors on as well, as soon as Krista can round her up. But in the meantime, let us say hello to another devoted listener, Allison. How are you today, Allison?
Happy, Allison.
Can you guys hear me? No, Allison, I can hear you.
Aw.
You can go along with everything.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So how long have you been
Can you all
watching?
hear me?
Just barely, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little coffee maker sounding.
I don't know.
So how long have you been watching, Allison? Don't know. Awesome. Now, you've won one of our prizes, though, haven't you? Oh, I don't know if she can hear us anymore.
She might not be able to.
Yeah.
It looks like that she's messaging us.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
All right. Well, sorry about that, Allison. Let us know when you can. Yeah, that was interesting. And so we have one of our earliest contributor supporters to the 3 Crones and the Woo Woo family. She was the first one to take a chance on us as a sponsor. She has been so supportive across the board with everything that we have done. And it's not just because one of us is her daughter and mothers do that. Or at least I like to tell myself that. And it's not just because one of us is her daughter. Sue Ward Payton.
No.
Or at least I like to tell myself that. So somebody's got their sound up on their viewing device. Could we mute that? Awesome.
Does somebody have a device on?
Yep.
Sue, do you have your device
No,
on?
I think it was
downstairs?
Allison. She could
Oh.
hear the show, but for some reason she couldn't be part
I
of the sound.
cannot hear you on
You
my
cannot hear
computer.
us.
Oh, you can.
Hi, Joanne. Nice to see you. Hi, Damaris.
Hi.
Krista. Tanya, I'm so glad to see you. And Gayle, always a pleasure.
Thank you as well.
First, I'd like to say congratulations. You
Thank
are
you.
amazing, and I'm so excited for you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. And thanks for being such a wonderful supporter of us all the way along.
Yes.
At the very beginning of our collaboration, Sue was focused mainly on Baltic amber. And we, started talking about that, but she, okay. So she came in and started purchasing the crystals that we were going to focus on in the coming weeks. And, I hear a lot of stories about marketing and advertising and all that kind of stuff. But it's very, very rare that someone adjusts and expand their business in order to support the audience of a show that they are supporting. I mean, that's kind of unheard of. So we just wanted to say how grateful we are to you for doing such a thing and for doing your best to serve the people that watch this show in every possible way that you can. So thank you.
Thank you.
I can't hear you.
You'll have to watch the reaction because that was a really good acknowledgement.
I've asked for the tech guy to go in and help her.
Thank you. Love you all too.
Awesome.
So hopefully in a minute, Kevin will get my message and he'll go in and help her.
Okay. All right. So
Send me a message.
Yeah. Let me know when that happens and we'll bring her back on screen. Okay.
Okay. I'll let her know.
Okay.
I'll tell her to go get Kevin.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah, Joanne was saying that she can only hear the four of us, none of the other guests. And
Really?
Allison tried to come back on again. Strangely enough, we could all hear Tanya.
Yeah.
So, Mercury is still up there throwing temper tantrums. I'm
Holding
sorry.
it for the neck.
Right? Right. So let's actually do a little bit of our segment work. And Damaris, we have stuff going on in the planets these last couple of days.
We do.
Yeah, I feel like I've been going through the ringer. Please explain.
All right. So today I just really want to start talking about Scorpio season. And the reason why is because it's such a powerful energy. So Scorpio brings with it in this season brings eclipses. So the eclipse, there's one coming up November 19th, and I just want to do an overview of Scorpio season. So November 19th, we have an eclipse in Taurus. And eclipses, what they do is they are very powerful in their portals. So what they do is they bring the past and the present and like combine it together. So it's almost like they're bringing everything from the past so that you can look at the past. Remember, we're talking about Scorpio and the ruler is Pluto. So it's bringing everything from the past that you need to sort of look at and sort of put to rest or put to death. And then once you put that to rest or to death, how are you going to I don't know, I'm hearing a background noise, but how are you going to resurrect? And then from the resurrection, how are you going to transform? And really, that's what Pluto wants us to do, being that, this is the season of Scorpio. So for the next, 30 somewhat days, we have to look at the past, look at what we need to put to rest, what we need to that's been decaying actually, and how we're going to, resurrect and then transform. Now, I want to also say, I want to talk about Pluto a little bit. I want to say that Pluto has a high octave and a lower octave. So what does that mean? So the lower one is almost like the moon. It's pretty much like the planet, the moon, where everything is, subconscious. It's, you're not really conscious of it. But what Pluto wants to do is it wants you to go through some challenges so that you can let go of your lower ego and you can, or your lower will, and connect with the will of God. So once you connect with the will of God, now you're coming into your purpose. Now you have sort of like transform, which is the process. And Gayle, every challenge that you may be going through is Pluto energy, trying to help you decay or put to death what needs to be put to death, and then you can resurrect into this other being, into this other person, and then transform into the person that you're becoming.
No truer words were ever spoken, honey. Please continue.
So be grateful for the challenges that Pluto is bringing you. It's really bringing, Pluto again is Pluto has to do with what lies beneath the surface, what's been dying, but we're not really noticing or have put attention to it. So that's what it wants you to do. Another thing that I can say about Pluto, I really love Pluto. When I was born, I had Pluto conjunct my sun. It was like literally like a degree away from my sun. So I really had it, it's a very powerful planet. But what Pluto does is it's always, sort of bringing endings and new beginnings. I can relate Pluto to different, like we spoke about in the past, Santa or Satan, right? So what does that mean? It's like, what God are you feeding, right? So it wants you to let go of what doesn't serve you and transform. I also think about the seven rays. The other day I was driving to the shrine, and I saw a car and the license plate said the seven rays. It had a number 7 and had the word rays. So I was like, I really have to incorporate the 7 rays into my analysis of what I speak about here. And what does that mean? The Pluto energy is connected to the first ray, which is will and power. So we have to have, the willingness to change, the willingness to let go of what doesn't serve us so we can step into that power. It's also connected to Archangel Michael. And how is that connection relevant? So Michael, if you look at any statue of Michael, he's like sort of like standing on that serpent, and he's got the sword. So when you look at it from a personal perspective, what sort of demons do we have to let go of in order to step into, that new self, that Christ itself, that higher consciousness? So really what it is like we have to slay the dragon within us. And so we can step into the higher being. And that's what the universe is asking of us. We have to sort of awaken from our slumber, from our sleep state, and step into who we really are, so we can help humanity and we can help the planet. Because as I said before, the planet is going through a near-death experience. It's all the things that don't serve the planet anymore have to go and have to fall away. We're stepping into another dimension, and the planet can't step into another dimension unless the people of the planet raising their consciousness, coming into unity, coming into oneness, not looking at color, race, just looking at us, looking at ourselves as one human race, and just helping each other and loving each other, and going into that energy of peace and love and harmony and healing. And so why I wanted to talk about Pluto is because it's bringing all of that. As I said also in a past podcast or show, Pluto is going, the United States is going through a Pluto return pretty soon, but we're still feeling, even though it hasn't gone in there, we're still feeling the energies of it. And what we've been experiencing since 2020 is actually like the energy of that. Everything that's not working has to sort of collapse and has to be resurrected and transformed. And that's on a global level. But on a personal level, we're all going through the same thing. So I think it's a very, very powerful energy that, we're experiencing with the season of Scorpio. And as I also said before, Scorpio has 3 levels, and I've said that a few times. It has the Scorpion energy, the Eagle energy, and then the Phoenix energy. And that's really where we want to be. We want to be at the Phoenix level. So it's like, no matter what happens to us, no matter what challenges we're facing, we'll come out of the ashes, and we will transform. And that's really the energy. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's almost like going through the birthing canal, and it's painful for the mother giving birth, and it's painful for the child. But once the child is birthed, then it's beautiful, right? And so, Gayle, it's going to be beautiful.
I believe you. I really do. But man, somebody give me a C-section now.
I love that. I love that.
So I'm seeing a lot of nodding backstage. What do you think? Tanya, Joanne, Allison, does that speak to you?
Come in now.
Definitely.
Definitely.
I am here.
Definitely.
It makes sense.
Allison too.
So me personally, I just love Gayle when you were driving cross country, and it just seemed like everything that could go wrong was going wrong, and just kind of all over the place. And I just thought that was so relatable. I was like, that's where I'm at right now. And then kind of the next week, just kind of seeing your transformation, and that we're all kind of getting to that spot where we're moving on and things are coming together, but really the kind of shedding the old and rebirthing into the new.
Very
which
nice.
is not easy.
No.
Gayle is
no.
actually displaying all of this planetary energy, and you signed up to do it because you're tough cookie. So thank you, Gayle.
You're welcome. I don't know if I could have avoided it if I'd wanted to. But yeah, it does seem like, I am this poster child for what the planets are doing each week.
Yeah.
It really is awesome stuff. So Tanya, how about you? How do you identify and resonate with what Damaris just talked about with the Phoenix and all of it?
Yeah, well, Damaris knows some of the things that I've been going through the past couple of weeks, right, Damaris?
Yes.
So yeah, she gets it. She understands what I'm going through. I think it has to do with all of that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's about time that each of us transforms, right? And this is not a dress rehearsal. This is it. And so since this is not a dress rehearsal, it's like, okay, whatever it is, you got to do it. Because if you don't take charge, if you don't connect your will with God, then you can't get there. So it's really about surrendering, because we can't do it by ourselves. It's about surrendering and aligning ourselves with, the will of God. And it's, thy will be done, right?
Right.
And then you step into that new being that we've always been, but we just forgot and we don't remember who we really are.
Is there anybody else that prefers playing tug of war with God to surrendering? Because I tend to do that a lot. Allison, you had your hand up a little bit.
Yeah,
How about you? What were you going to say?
I just wanted to say, I think it was maybe last week's, but Damaris, you really inspired me. And so last Wednesday, I quit smoking cigarettes.
Yes!
Smoking for like 14 years. So for a long time. Wow. And it was really that kind of, I don't know, whatever you said last week was really like, all right, I got to do this. Get rid of whatever doesn't serve me. And not easy, but something you
not
do to get to the next level.
That's awesome.
It's really.
I love that you took action on what Damaris said and changed your life. That's really awesome. Sorry, Damaris. Go ahead.
No, I mean, if for each of us, it could be something huge or it could be something small, but there's usually something we need to sort of like let go of in order to move forward, because we have this baggage, so to speak, that weighs us down and we can't really move forward with the baggage, right? Mm-hmm. So, it's about almost taking inventory of what we need to discard, so that we have less weight and we're lighter and move, easier. As to what path we're heading on. Also, the number 5 today, it's really about freedom. So it goes back to that same thing. It's like, we can't be free if we have all these things we're carrying, right? So it's about freedom. It's about change that's inevitable. There's nothing.
I was going to say, every time, because of what we experienced in the early days of the show and Joanne doing the numbers, every time she said 5, I would hear change. So I know that Pluto isn't the only thing going on up there in the heavens today. Is there another aspect that we should be looking at, Joanne, that you might want to put in there as well?
Oh, well, considering our show is on a Tuesday, and Tuesdays are ruled by Mars. Mars energy is all about taking action, and being that today's the 26th, if I'm not mistaken. So by Saturday, Mars is actually going to be moving into Scorpio energy. So that's a whole different chapter. But I mean, when we come back just to Mars energy about taking action, between now to Saturday, what action can one actually take so they can move into that space of their freedom that they're looking to have? And once they do take that action, how is Mars being in Scorpio going to play a theme for them? So it is exciting energy, as long as one is doing the work that they're doing and not be afraid to do the work. And like for you, Gayle, it's in regards to, as you said, you are the poster child to everything that is actually going on with all the planets, especially in the retrograde period. I mean, if there was anybody going through some major challenges, and I applaud you for all that you've done during the retrograde season, because it takes courage to be able to be willing to let go of things so you can step ahead and be where you need to be, and based on your own personal journey. So I applaud you for that, because it does take courage to let go of things that you let go of. So I'm proud of you.
I appreciate that. I will let that in, because now that we're coming out of retrograde season, I'm like, what the hell did I do? But you know what? Like Damaris said, it's a matter of what was that, honey?
Sometimes it takes a little time to digest the things that we choose to do during a retrograde period. So you might be in the digesting mode right now.
Right in that dragon's tummy.
Well, are you going to let the dragon slay you, or are you going to slay the dragon?
You're absolutely right. I slayed the dragon. I slayed the dragon. Now I'm like, God, dragon meat for years. But it's kind of like, how do I want to put this? Killing off every avenue back over the river and going, it's you and me, God. What are we going to do? That here's this shift. In the past, that has been paralyzingly scary for me. Enough that I went, oh, nice dragon, I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to under the radar a bit, until all this blows over. And it didn't go that way this time. And now, it's a little fear of the unknown scary, but it's not paralyzing anymore.
Yeah.
It's a matter of, like I just got a flash of Archangel Michael at my back,
Yes.
God
you slayed that dragon.
Right? God sends his protectors as long as we, have space for them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So Gayle, the dragon slayer. Where is that selenite.
Yeah, bring that selenite
There
up
you
there.
go.
Give me that sod. Awesome. All right. So, Sue, now that you're back where we can
Yes.
hear you and you can hear
Yes.
us, I'm going to
Great.
go back over and I am going to do what I said again, right? I
Wow.
wanted to acknowledge you
Yes.
for being one of the very first people to contribute and support to us. You were our first sponsor, and you did stuff that not just any business owner does. You're the only person that I can think of when I would ask myself, okay, who has ever changed their business to serve the audience of a show that they were sponsoring, right? And that's what you did. You went from the very beginning of having just mostly Baltic amber, best quality Baltic amber on the planet, but mostly that was your
Thank you.
inventory was Baltic amber, right? And then taking the cue of our weekly crystal readings each week and expanding your inventory to make sure that our watchers had a place that they could find pretty much anything that we talked about. And that's special and that is wonderful. And we love you and honor you and appreciate you for that.
Yay,
Thank
Sue!
Thank you very much.
I'm going to give her a big hug.
Oh, thank you. I can feel all of you hugging me.
And the selenite too.
Oh,
Yes,
and the
yeah,
selenite.
right.
Wasn't that a gorgeous piece?
It was.
It was. It was.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so here we are into our next segment. Speaking of crystals, and let's hear from Krista about our crystal of the week.
All righty. How is everyone tonight? I need to say thank you to everybody who is watching and everyone who has sent in questions or gets excited as I do about crystals. I just think they are so much fun and I get all kinds of messages. And you are going to find a correlation between our crystal this week, which is a Lemurian crystal, and Damaris's message. Ha! Yeah, no, there's not so much. So Damaris was talking about oneness, right? Well, guess what the Lemurian crystal is talking to us about? It is talking to us about oneness. It is talking to us about peace, about inner peace, and creating inner peace to help expand into the outer world as well. The one thing that Lemurian crystals are connected to, or where we believe that they came from, is a civilization called Lemuria, which there are all kinds of places and beliefs as to where it was. It's, kind of like Atlantis. But the one thing that the Lemurians really wanted to emphasize and teach, and that's what they put the messaging into the crystals. That's why you find striations in Lemurian crystals, because it is it's like the library. And they put the information into these crystals. But the big thing that they really tried to teach us and emphasize is that love. It is about love. And that love creates peace. And that through love and through the peace, we can create oneness. Lemuria and the Lemurians were keepers of the earth. They were keepers of keeping the collective unified. And that was anyone or anything that was on planet Earth. So they loved Mama Earth with everything in their being, in their soul. And through that, they were able to expand it out. They were able to share it with others. And that's what they put into these beautiful, beautiful Lemurian crystals. Now, my Lemurian crystal, sadly, it broke. And I'm just going to show you. It was it still is, and it has a lot of love still. Oh, wait, the light just hit. Do you see those striations?
Yeah.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. So, a great way when you can get a Lemurian crystal, there are two things you want to do. One, you want to go and sit with it and you want to meditate with it. You want to hold it gently in your hand and you want to close your eyes. If you can do it out in nature, all the better. Go out in nature and really connect not just with the crystal, but also with the surroundings around you. And it's a really easy thing that you do. You're just going to go and sit near a tree, under a tree, out in the open, by the ocean, wherever it speaks to you. And you're going to close your eyes and you're going to focus on your breath. And through that breathing, see what messages come up for you. And I'm not talking about your grocery list. All right. That grocery list, I promise you, is going to be there after you're done meditating. So you can say to the grocery list, thank you so much, but I don't need you right now. I'll come collect you when I need you. But wait for something to come up. And I can't tell you exactly what it's going to be, because for each of us, it's going to be something different. But I want you, as you're waiting for a message to come up, breathe in with the mantra, I am love. And then as you exhale, you can say, I share love. And breathe back in, I am love. And then breathe back out, I share love. And just see what comes up. Now, the second thing, if you have the opportunity to get yourself a Lemurian crystal, is then you can lay in nature if you want to. I know there are some of you that prefer nature not to touch you, and that's okay too. You can lay on your bed, but take your Lemurian crystal and place it on your heart. Now, if it's a piece of jewelry, brilliant. Wear it over your heart. And again, focus on your breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. At the mantra, I am love. I share love. I am love. I share love. And see what comes up for you. One of the greatest gifts when you touch a Lemurian crystal, I feel, and I have sensed, I mean, they sing to me. It's a beautiful song that they sing. Is I get this warm, tingling familiarity when I'm near a Lemurian crystal. So if you have the opportunity to be in the presence of one, go and see what you sense, and see if part of that sense is being a total alignment with yourself. Is, with the Scorpio energy, and oh, by the way, yes, I am a Scorpio, so yes, I do know this. But with the Scorpio energy being as heightened as it can be for so many people, and going in, of course, to our eclipse season once again, having something like the Lemurian crystal to remind us that part of our activation and elevation process is coming from a place of peace, is coming from a place of oneness, is coming from a collective. And I would love, if you have a Lemurian crystal, for you to share a photo in the group. Share it tonight if you will, because I think that it would be a beautiful thing for all of us to share. And that's my message for the week.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Krista. Yay. I have the most amazing Lemurian, it's a crystal, definitely, but it's got so many aspects to it that I wouldn't know what to call it, right? Because first of all, it's smoky quartz. It's not even like the clear. So that in itself, it naturally transmutes energy without even being asked in its space.
Yes.
One end of it is, I forget what this kind of point is like, but it's literally round and it comes to a point. So you've got like 7 or 8 or something like that angles, and they're all equal. It's not like most crystals that you see where, if you show us yours again, just the tip of it, that's a shovel tip, right?
Yeah.
The other end of mine is a shovel tip like this, but then it transforms itself and it becomes almost like a drill bit. The end that I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And it is the most amazing, beautiful, the most amazing crystal for finding out where the core of an issue is in your past life and cutting the cords. It's like a Swiss Army knife of Lemurian crystals. It's great, but it's packed, so I can't show it to you right now.
It's somewhere safe, and that's an important thing.
And if it doesn't come back to me, then it's gone to visit whoever it needs next. They work like that sometimes, don't they, Krista?
Oh yeah, they do. Sometimes I'm like, I thought I had this crystal, and now I can't find it. It must be visiting somebody. Yeah. Well, thank you for visiting me.
That was fun. It was fun hanging out for a while. Yeah. Awesome stuff. All right. So let's see. I know, Tanya, you got a crystal reading from Krista. We talked about that before. Allison, have you ever had a crystal reading before?
I have not.
Oh, you gotta reach out. In fact, maybe I could talk Krista into surprising you one for being on our show today. Do you think we can hook her up with that, Krista? Do you think we could?
I think we can manage that. I mean, she did come on the show to celebrate.
Yay! Thank you.
Awesome stuff.
I will say my sister texted me during this and asked if I wanted to go to Crystal Bowl Healing. So
those are amazing as well.
Beautiful stuff. All righty. So what do we want to do before we hang on to the next or move on to the next segment? Let's talk a little bit about the card of the day.
Yes, please.
If you'd like.
Yes.
Oh, I would.
Okay, so awesome. So for those of you who don't know, for the card of the day, I use the Galaxy Tarot app, and you can go to your Google Play Store, your iOS store, download this for yourself. I don't get any commission off of it. It's just the most accurate app for tarot that I've found, and I really like how it works. So
what's it called again? What's the app?
Galaxy Tarot. Okay. And you have the card of the day. You have a new reading. There's the ability to journal and browse the cards. You can study the cards so that you get more intuitive when you're doing your own readings. And and the journal function on it, I love it because I'll do a reading and it gives you the opportunity to take notes about that reading when you save it. So it helps you track along the way where, I did this reading that's supposed to go for 2 months out and I don't remember everything about it, but I can look it back up and go, oh yeah, that happened. That definitely happened. Okay. So yeah, just like that. All right. Joanne, do you want to come back in too?
I posted it in our conversation.
Fabulous. Okay. So today's card of the day is the 5 of Swords energy. Wow, Damaris, another 5.
Another 5.
Another 5. And swords are air, right?
Yep. Mercury, right?
Yep.
We're talking about Mercury.
Yep.
Mercury falls under the number 5 also.
Yep.
Oh, fabulous.
Okay. And once again, Gayle is a poster child. So all right, so watch out for a need to win or be right today. Oh, well, that didn't allude to my morning at all. Though winning may be gratifying in the moment, your ego-based stubbornness will get in your own way eventually. Oh, nice. I should have read this morning. It's okay to say, actually, you're right, or I need your help. It's not a sign of incompetency or weakness. It's a sign of growth. Don't recall where that could have fit in to the conversation. All right. So when the 5 of Swords appears, it's time to ask yourself if what you're fighting for is worth it. Are you fighting to win, but at what cost? You may say words you can never take back. You may be clinging tightly to an idea that's not actually that important in the grand scheme of things, hurting others in the process. And you may be remaining in an unhealthy situation in order to prove you are right. For example, staying in an abusive relationship because you don't want others to say, I told you so. Okay, I feel personally attacked right here. Okay, just saying.
Oh my gosh.
All righty. So, Joanne, I know you've got something to say. Come on, give it to me.
I sure
girl.
do. It was so funny because when I was off camera, I was shuffling my cards, and the card that came up was the number 5 as well.
Awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Can't make
all
it
about
up.
freedom. All about freedom. Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, see, it's just a matter of the image in my mind right now is that the movie The Joker with Heath Ledger, when he's walking away from the hospital and it's just a blaze behind him.
Okay.
And it's so freeing, right? Hey, Tracy, you out there? Come join us. Tracy Paquin. Awesome. So what else does that card have to say, Joanne?
Also has to say, when we think about changing and we think about freedom, the color, which is red, which is all about the root chakra, it's really important for one to be grounded. And as Krista was saying in regards to the crystal she was using, the crystal of the day, is to get out into nature and connect with a tree, because that actually can help us get grounded when we have to make decisions of change. Because changing something is not easy to do, especially because many of us are so programmed into being in our comfort zone. So the minute we change something, we totally come out of the comfort zone. So grounding our energy is really important in that process. So I highly recommend it, because every one of us, not just Gayle, but hers is quite noticeable. Every one of us are going through something that's causing us to change, whether we can see it right off the bat or something that's coming in. So it's really important to be grounded in this process.
Thank you so much for putting that in, because that is the thing that I forget the most. Being an air sign like Libra and led by Mercury and all of this, I fly really high and I need reminders to carry my black tourmaline and to ground. And for the last 13 years or so, I've been out there in the desert, and now I have yards of grass at my disposal. Do I take my feet and put them in the ground? I need to do that more, even if it is a little bit cold right now.
Yes.
Awesome stuff. All right. Let's see. I'd love for more of you out there to join us and give us a little bit more, just some more playtime. Come talk to us,
Hey, we have other prizes to give people.
We do.
And actually,
Tell me.
So Sue has a prize.
Ooh.
I want that.
Let's
It's the worst part about being the host, one of the hostesses, is that I don't get to participate in this.
So Sue's going to come and talk about her prize. I don't know how we're going to do it because, but Sue will decide. There you go.
I know.
We
We're
practiced
gonna have to
this
decide.
downstairs.
We did, and I was ready, so now I'm not so sure.
I'll see what I can do to help with this.
In January of 2020, I went to Tucson to the gem show to get amber jewelry, and I got these earrings.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm trying to find paper.
Great.
They weigh nothing. They're on a lovely lever back, which is kind of my favorite
ready?
these days.
Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
ready.
We'll use that. Ready?
Okay, yep.
Lift it up.
Okay, hang on.
There
Okay.
we go. You guys are
Oh my
ready?
gosh, talk about technical difficulties.
All right.
Oh
there we
my
go.
God,
you
those
see
are
them?
gorgeous.
They're so fabulous in person, I can't tell you. And one of the things I love about them is they weigh nothing. So
They're
I have
beautiful.
another. These aren't the prize. These are mine.
Wow.
I know. One-way street over here. So anyway, there we go. Okay, yeah, they really are beautiful. I have a pair at home. I checked with my my little secretary back in Massachusetts, and she assured me that I do have another pair of these. So that's the prize. I fly home on Saturday, so whoever wins I'll mail them to you, and we can connect. I'm very technically challenged, so I love to give stuff away, but it's hard for me to figure out how to do it sometimes. But I have people to help me with that. Yeah.
So, Krista, how are
We
we
help
going to
with
give
the
this
technical
away?
difficulties.
Yeah.
Or I call Kevin.
Yeah. Or I call Tracy.
I was gonna say that's what Tracy is for.
Yeah, I know. She's my go-to for all this technical stuff. Yeah.
Nice. So, how are we going to give them away, Krista?
Well, you know, I don't know. You had an interesting question that you were talking about while we were driving. Do you have an interesting question to see if anybody can answer it?
Oh.
Do you want to think about it for a minute?
Yeah, let me think about it for a second.
She's
How about
gonna
whoever says mine first gets them?
You have to think of your question.
Okay.
And then she's going to have a question. So just hang on for a minute and she'll have a question. Now, I gave to Allison a crystal reading, which I just adore doing. So I'm really fabulous and excited, or I am.
You are really fabulous and exciting, but moving on.
Excited. Hey, remember, guys, it's after 10. My brain shuts off.
Yes.
So yeah, you guys don't get to see behind the scenes after the show when we are kibitzing. Yeah, sometimes I'm sure that the things that come out of my mouth.
Well, sometimes that's the best part of the day.
Well, that is a true statement.
Oh, wait. Underwear check.
I was
Put the
just
color
gonna
of your
say,
underwear in the comments now.
What
Underwear
color?
check.
Post your underwear. Your color,
The
the
color.
color, not the underwear itself. You just gotta
Yeah,
post the
please
color,
don't.
people. Let's post the color. Oh, and I have people commenting. Those are gorgeous. Too.
Nice.
Thank you.
Oh, we have loved and shared. Yes, and guys, don't forget to give us hearts. Don't forget to give us share out with your friends, because we are going a little bit longer today. So invite them and ask them what color their underwear are.
Ooh.
I would say you could say ask them if they're boxer briefs or thongs. However, you know, some people really have a hard time with that one.
Yeah.
Miss Paula, come in here and play with us. I saw you come, mysterious black underwear. Get in here.
Oh yes, mysterious black. Woo! Yeah, I've been trying to get some people to come in.
Mhm. All right,
Yeah.
Some people
so
are working.
yeah,
I know.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Poor souls. All right. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get a day job myself real soon. I was out there looking for my own apartment, and this one place emailed me back, and they're like, okay, so the next steps to you being here is we need to show 4 pay stubs showing year to date. And I'm like, what if I don't have pay stubs? And I've never heard back from them. I'm like, I could be Elon Musk and they would not want me in their apartment building, you know? Anyway.
So funny.
Right? All right. So, Krista, what
Yes, ma'am.
is the process for
Okay, for you, have you thought of your process?
Yes.
your question? What's the question?
Oh, my question.
For winning her prize.
Yeah, for winning, let's start there. The person that wins the prize can reach out to me at Retail Therapy with Sue and CAI. Private message me there. We'll put a link to get to Retail Therapy in this chat. And then you'll be able to get in touch with me, and then I'll get an address and so forth in a private message with you so I can mail you the prize. So the question is, all right. I live in Massachusetts, and there a famous thing. Actually, there are two famous things, and if you know either one of them, that's you win. That happened back a long, long time ago, and there's a poem about the man that was famous for this particular incident, and then there's also a place in let's see, how can I give a clue about it without saying the words?
Well, you're going to have to give, I think, a little bit more information.
Okay, so maybe the Revolutionary War.
Oh, there you go.
The Revolutionary War. And two huge things that people still talk about, maybe not in history class so much, but in other places, happened in Massachusetts at the beginning of the Revolutionary War.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm putting a question in the comments right now. Name one of two famous events that we still talk about today that happened during or around the time of the Revolutionary War.
Yes.
Yes. And yes, one happened, I can give this clue. One happened on the coast. Think of a coastal event. And the other one, it happened where Gregory was born, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the other one happened in,
Lexington.
It happened in Lexington.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Paul Revere's ride. Yes.
I don't know who did that.
So who did that?
Who is Facebook user?
Congratulations.
Put your name in there that just said Paul Revere's ride.
Let's see. It's Diana Flores.
Who?
Diana Flores?
Diana DeForest?
Yeah, she's the one who's Facebook user.
Fabulous. Awesome.
Congratulations.
Oh, Diane Flores.
Diane. Yeah.
Awesome, Diane. Congratulations.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Yay.
That's great.
That's
Diane,
wonderful.
Come on and join us. I've sent the link.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So the other item was the shot around the world that happened in Lexington.
Yeah.
See, I would have had that second one wrong myself. I would have had that second one wrong because I thought it was Paul Revere's Midnight Ride and the Boston Tea Party.
Well, and
which
I was thinking of the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah.
We probably should have mentioned I didn't think about the Tea Party.
Now, Tanya just mentioned in private chat what underwear. So, Tanya's new.
Okay.
Tanya's new. Okay, Tanya's new. And there was a while back that I don't even know exactly how we got around to it, but it seemed like every time we went on the air, we were talking smut. Like we were talking smut. And somebody started asking about underwear. We kept mentioning underwear, right? So that just kind of evolved into an underwear check and post whatever color of underwear you were wearing. So for those of you who don't know, that might be a little bit newer, late joiner, like Tanya has been, and we love that you're here now, and we love that you keep coming back and watching us.
Yeah.
But do expect an underwear check from time to time.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, we have had people write commando.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yep.
Yeah. We, every now and again, we just, we don't want to throw you off your game.
That's
right.
They just get started with that.
Okay, so Diana, I see your comment. What do you do now? Wasn't expecting to win. We will send you a link to message Sue at retail therapy with Sue and CAI. Classic Act Imports is the CAI. That's the business that provides all of the crystal jewelry that we talk about, the crystals that are on the show. So we're going to set it up so that you can message Sue directly and give her your address so that she can, when she gets back to the States, she'll either send it to you then, or she will have her minion Tracy get on that immediately. All right?
So funny.
Yeah, Tracy likes being voluntold. It's all good.
Oh, and by
You
the
know
way,
what
Tracy
Navy means, right?
What?
You know what Navy stands for? It's an acronym. Never again volunteer yourself.
Oh, it is.
I like it.
I like it.
Nice. Very good. Very good. Awesome. All right. So, let's see. Miss Tracy, I know that you may well watch this on the replay. Please let us know when those shortbread cookies of yours are going to be available again. We haven't heard from you since May, for May the 4th, and it's about Christmas time. There ought to be some shortbread in our future. Yes? No? Let us know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
definitely.
Yeah, and I know she'll be starting to take orders. She starts to take orders
right.
about
now.
About now, yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
'Cause this is tea dunking season, honey. I got nothing to dunk.
Oh yeah. and I had some delivered to me.
Ooh,
It was
very
amazing.
special.
So
For me,
I
it's
love
coffee.
You what? You
they're
need
great
coffee?
with coffee,
Coffee,
and they're great
yeah.
with tea.
And they're not too bad with a nice single malt.
Yes,
Ooh,
yes.
I like the way you think, Sue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And with the right champagne, they'd be good with that as well. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. I think we should stop with the drinking aspect
Yes,
of
I
it.
think
Should
so
we?
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like they go with everything.
Pretty much, yes. Yeah. Definitely. Like crumble them over your breakfast. For me.
But they're made with, they have all the basic food groups in there.
That's right.
Well, not all of them. All right. They don't have vegetables.
True.
Vegetable oil.
Well, there is butter. Yeah, butter.
Yeah,
Dairy.
butter. There's your dairy.
There's dairy. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got dairy. You got flour.
Yeah.
And you have sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And essentially
That's
it.
it.
Well, whip them together. They are amazing, and I can't wait to have some more. Absolutely. Joanne, my love, you keep dipping out of the screen. I'm not sure if it's because your signal is bad or what, but I just adore you, and I'm glad that you're here. Now, I probably should take a few minutes to talk about my segment today, because this is really, as always, it always ties in completely. We've got, the number 5, which is about change and about freedom. We've got the Lemurian Quartz as well. And today I'm going to talk about
And she's gone.
Yeah.
Gayle, I know we need you the most.
I meant to hit the solo. The solo. Yeah, and I shut myself up completely. Well, if that just ain't the story of my life today. Yeah, go solo, dip out. Yeah. So what we're going to talk about is accessing the knowledge that you never knew you had. See, I didn't know before all of this started that I had the access to a whole bunch of numerology, but I gained it through partnering with Joanne. And I didn't know that I had access to all kinds of information about, like astrology, but through Damaris and Joanne and Antoine and Kendrick, I now have that because of this show, right? I didn't know before that I had an even deeper and more expanded knowledge of crystals than I thought I had until Krista and I crossed paths. And she's taught me stuff that I never knew before, right? So all of that really is just to say that at least through this show individually, my world has expanded exponentially about the knowledge that I have access to and the resources at my disposal, right? And I'm telling you, you're no different from me. Each week that you show up to watch this show, you get the opportunity to expand your knowledge, your understanding of crystals, of astrology, of numerology, of how your words impact your world, your life, your sense of personal power. And I invite you to not just come back and enjoy us like Allison has done and Tanya has done and enjoy the perks of these associations. But I invite you to come back and dig in with both feet. Share with your friends. Say, hey, let's watch the replay together. You got to see these stupid chicks. They're funny as hell. Let's expand in year 2 and have 3 Crones and the woo-woo be that phoenix that arises in this world as the rest of the world collapses, right? All of those 3D things that are not working for us anymore, as they go away, there will be a vacuum. And what fills that vacuum is what people are thinking about, concentrating on, exponentializing the reach of in their life. And we submit ourselves to you, dear watcher, to be that person or that show that's at the front of your mind that you tell the universe, we want more like this. We want more fun, more laughter, more knowledge about the things that the world has put aside, right, in the interest of making a profit, right? We want you to share your knowledge, your experience. Call us forth. Ask us questions. Say, hey, I want to hear something about this. Nobody's talking about this. I need you guys to talk about this. Interact with us. We live on your attention. You get that? Right? Our entire being here in this space is dependent upon your interest. So help us grow. Share us out. Give us something to do for you in this realm going forward. Joanne, thank you again so very much for being the catalyst that started all of this adventure up. We love you. We wish you well in everything that you do. And I know you got to get going. So thank you for being here. Awesome. Awesome stuff. All right. So, my dear friends, let's just kind of chat for a second about whatever else that you might have going on. So let's start with Damaris.
Well, I just first want to say I love how you put it all together yet again. You can't make it up. I mean, it just comes together and you put it together beautifully. So thank you for that. Coming up, I'm putting together a course called The Architect, and we're the architects of our own lives. And so how are we building, that structure? So I'm going to be putting it together and then I'll be posting it. But that's the name of the class, is The Architect. And it's really building ourselves up, building our own structure and how we're going to do that. And we're, hopefully being in a place where we're doing it brick by brick, because when we do something, when we build something, it has to be from the ground up. And once we build it, it's our own structure, so it can't be really taken away, and it starts from the inside out. So it's going to be a great foundation and a great structure.
Awesome. So how can people reach out to you to become part of this? Do you have a waiting list?
I'm putting it together now. I'm just like putting it all together. But it will be together within the next week or two. My Facebook page, Damaris Samolinski, they can find me. They'll befriend me, and they'll learn more about it.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. All right, Krista, what have you got coming up?
Well, at the moment, I really don't have anything huge or big coming up. I am getting ready, or I am ready to start doing forecasts for people, which is your forecast reading for 2022. And that's when we play with oracle cards, crystals, numerology, all kinds of fun stuff. And it's about a 90-minute, usually working with me is 90 minutes. Anybody who has had something from me will probably say, yeah, Krista gives us about 90 minutes because I find that there's just between questions and answers, we have to get around it. So I'm going to be setting up appointments. If you want to get in touch with me, find me at Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook and just direct message me and say that you're interested, and we'll get set up from there.
Awesome. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, in my corner of the world, we are just about ready to launch the new small group program that I've developed called Creative Command. Now, at the very basis, the most creative command that has ever been invented is the phrase "I am," right? But we say things a lot that may get in the way of who we actually choose to be, or having the things happen in life that we choose to have happen. So in this 6-week course, we are going to go through what it is that we say we want, double check that to make sure that they're what we say we want, not what society says we're supposed to want. Get all that crap out of the way that we've been conditioned to get in the way of what we really want, and then have the support and encouragement to make that shit happen. All right. So if you're interested in being able to have what you actually say that you want for yourself and your life to pop up in the world in front of you as if you snapped your fingers, then you need to reach out to me either on GayleNicholson.com, my website, or my Facebook page, Gayle Nicholson, and let me know you want to be on the short list invitation. Because once we start putting this out there and putting the sponsored posts behind it and all of that, it's going to get really large really fast. So if you want priority attention on this, please reach out to me right away and get your name at the top of this list. All right. Awesome. I want to thank Tanya and Allison specifically for taking time out of your day to come and join us. Yes. Thank you so much for being a watcher, a listener, and supporting this, enterprise with your love and your joy and your smiles. Thank you.
Well, thank you all. You guys make it all happen. We wouldn't be here without you.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff.
I feel like
Paula, thank you to everybody who's out there watching us today. There's been quite a few of you and popping in and out. Thank you so very much for your attention. Sue, thank you for your support from the very beginning. God,
my pleasure.
What we wouldn't have done without you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody. And
thank
congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you again. Thank you all.
Awesome stuff. All right, everyone, have a fantastic week. I do want to go through, let's see, thank you to our contributors and sponsors. We have Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista. We have Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski. And of course, we have Gayle Nicholson with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. From all of us here at the Three Crones and the Woo Woo, thank you so much for making this first year absolutely amazing for us. And stick around because it's just going to get even better. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm gonna get down. Okay, very quiet.
We can still hear you.
Yeah.